everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and I'm so excited, you guys. I'm reviewing a palette today. Oh my god, I know. It's so exciting. I am looking at the new, I just took my glasses off and I have like all this bacon stuff, so I couldn't see anything just now. I was like, wait, where'd I put that palette? Literally right here. You guys, we're looking at the new Viseart Tryst palette. This was recently released. I picked mine up from Beautylish, which, if you guys don't know, that's where I've been doing the majority of my online shopping from these days. They're just super great, super easy to work with. I actually just shot them a text message, like, I really like dealing with them. I'll put that all in another video. But you guys, as of for today, this is $49. And basically, let's read a little bit about it here. It says, accentuate your eyes with matte and metallic shades. With matte and metallic eyeshadows that evoke the passion of a whirlwind romance. 9 rich, warm-toned hues recall the flush of a lover's cheeks while blending into the skin like silk. You guys, I'm not gonna lie, their shadows, I've used them once before. They are very interesting to me because first of all, I've swatched the palette right here. What I find so interesting more often than not about their shadows is that when I first dive in and go to swatch, I'm kind of like, oh, this isn't that great, or like, oh, this whatever, and then when you go to use it, you're just like, whoa, like, and you're like a little taken back by how good they are. Like they're just really good shadows in general. But what I was curious about with this palette especially, and by the way, you guys clock me for never like showing it to you. You get a full pan size mirror, and then these are the shades. Very beautiful, very warm. It reminds me a lot of the Just Peachy palette, that like the same kind of pinky hues to it. But what I really loved about this palette in swatch were the metallic ones. They are so stinking beautiful. Now, if you noticed in the up close, there were no shade names on the actual palette. In my opinion, that's just ridiculous. They come on this little plastic card, which actually has a little tab, and it kind of like sits down inside. So when it's, I have to hold it upside down, but essentially that's what it looks like. And then the shade names are on this little thing that you can kind of take in and out if you want to. Who cares? But I'm not sure for this palette. Like, I can go through and give you the shade names. There's 9 shades in here, and again, it is $49. The price point is kind of high. It says here, what's the total grams for product? It's 0.49 ounces. So let's divide that by 9 shadows. So they're 0.054 ounces, or yeah, ounces per pan, which isn't a bad pan size by any means. That's right around a standard Urban Decay shadow. Boy, if I didn't just fingerprint that mirror, all to hell. But anyways, let's go ahead. Let's jump into these, and let's go over the shade names before I lose them completely. First up, we have the shade Dangerous, Rendezvous, Flirt, Liaison, Darling, Illicit, Paramour, Seduction, and Rapture. And that right there is the whole palette. So I have to be honest, at first glance looking at this palette, at first I was kind of like, oh god, and I was like kept scrolling, and then I went back to it and I was like, I'm so drawn to it. And I think it's just like that warm, like very sexual, sultry kind of color scheme that I'm just like loving right now. Very pink, very spring, very like, ooh, yes, I don't know what it is, you guys. I just like get the fever and I'm obsessed. So we're gonna start by going in with a Morphe Y17, just a good fluffy crease brush. And we are gonna start with the lightest pink shade right up here in the corner. And by the way, the mirror on this, really good. But we're going to start by blending that into the crease. Wow, there is quite a bit of kick in pan. Like, I literally tapped in one time. Can you see that right there? I don't know if it'll come up on camera, but there's a lot of kick for like one tap. That's not always bad though. A lot of times that just means really blendable. So let's go ahead and see if we can kind of build. And for the record, I have no idea what eye look I'm like going for. I don't know what colors I want to use. We're literally just going to like feel the situation out as it comes to us. Okay, this shade is not doing much. This probably would have been best as like an all-over lid shade or something, because it's not doing too much. It's not very pink on my eyelid, which, by the way, I have already primed and prepped with my Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden, and then I set with some Coty Airspun. Yeah, this isn't doing anything. I've put on like 17 coats. Okay. So you can see a very light, faint pink, which for some people, that's all they like. My mom would love this color. Some people are really into that, so I'm not going to hold it against it. I am going to start, though, by going in with this pink shade. We're going to try that again, same brush. And this one has significantly less, like, fallout, like no fallout or kick up in pan. really love that pink shade. It's like super soft. It's relatively buildable. And I really like the softness of that. Like, it's a very nice, beautiful gradient. It fades beautifully. That's really pretty. Okay. Now this is where it gets a little tricky because technically those are the only two matte shades in the palette. There is one other semi-matte shade, and it's this brown guy right here, but it does have little flecks of glitter in them, and I don't know if they showed up in the close-up or not, but they do have, I wonder, can I get you guys to see them? Hold on. You can kind of see them right there, right? How it just has like a slight sparkle to it. There's just little like flecks of glittery type stuff in there. So I'm not really sure what to expect from that, but we're going to try it. Same brush, and we're going to start very lightly. We're going to just tap off. We want just a tiny little bit. And we're going to start at the outer V, and we're just going to like lightly smoke it along that outer V right there. Oh, that's pretty. Wow, that's so pretty. Oh my gosh. That's, oh, and by the way, if you guys have like you can kind of see on my lids right there how there's little skip lines. A lot of times that just means that when you're going this way, your skin is kind of like coming together, and it's just making it so your skin's like, it's creating skips, basically. There's no other way to say it. Your skin folds up, and then as you go over top of it, it goes instead of it being smooth. The best way to combat that is to tilt your eye down like this, and I'll like really make sure that it's smoothed out, and apply your eyeshadow from this perspective instead of like this. That way it keeps it taut when it's down like this. Just side note. I don't care too much. I usually end up putting shadow over it anyway, so it doesn't bother me. But if you're like going for a very specific look and you're like, how do I get rid of these? That's probably the biggest tip I could give you. Anyways, the two colors that I'm really drawn to, oddly enough, are this pinky shade up here. It's got like a really beautiful champagne shift to it. And then this purple shade down here. I love both of those. So I think I'm going to find a way to incorporate both of those onto this eye look. How do I want to do this? Do I want to kind of cut it out and do like a faux cut crease maybe? So we're going to go in with my janky little flat brush. It's like, yay. It's too big actually to do a technical cut crease. It's what I use though, because quite frankly, every time I sit down to do these videos, I think I don't need to find the right brush. And then every time I wish I would have found the right brush. So just, you know, let's just move past all of that. But we're going to go in with this brush here, and we're going to take, we have some concealer on the back of our hand, just hanging out like a little artist palette. And we're going to take some of this on the tippity tip, and we're going to find that cut crease. And if you have not watched my cut crease and like my beginning how-to cut crease video, where I kind of explain this in depth, I will link that down below for you, or in the cards, or however that sort of thing. I don't know how any of that works. I'm still trying to figure it out. But I will link it for you somewhere, so you can watch it. And for now, let's go ahead and you want to kind of see right where your real crease is, and then dot right above it. Now, if you guys end up like how I had a little bit of a blunder, you can see that it went up a little bit too high. It's okay. We can fix that. We will actually go through, and I'll just show you how I fix it. I mean, why not? That's the whole point of this. And just remember, you guys, it doesn't have to always be so damn perfect. Life is about screwing stuff up and faking it till you make it, or something like that. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go in with like a smudgery type brush. Anything that has a thinner line to it will work. And we're going to go in with this. And you know that pink shade that we first fluffed into our crease? We're going to take that on this smudger brush right here. And we're actually just going to take and we're going to make the line we wish we would have made, if that makes any sense. So we're going to go right over like that. And we're just going to kind of cut out where we screwed up, and we're just covering up that concealer with the pink shade. And at the end of the day, we're going for a much softer look, so it's not going to make too much of a difference anyways. And it just kind of fixes that little mistake. You don't have to have a heart attack. It's all good. There's always a way to fix it in makeup, always. So now we're going to take, now that we've got some concealer down and we did a little cut crease in, we're going to go in with the darker purple shade first, which is this one right here. And we're going to place that closer to the outer V. We're just taking it on the same brush that we used to do the cut crease. And we're going to kind of just place it down inside the confines of that cut crease. And again, when I say cut crease, I haven't even decided if I'm going to like leave this a cut or not. I'm one of those people that a lot of times I do a cut crease and I go through all the motions of a cut crease, and then sometimes I'm just like, I don't want it to be cut, and I'll blend out the edges and it's fine, like I don't care. And that's just based on personal preference, where I feel the look is going. It doesn't always have anything to do with the cut crease itself or if I screwed it up. It's just what I like on that day for that look, you know, it's just what I'm feeling. So now that we got that purple down, which by the way is friggin' gorgeous, we're going to wipe that brush off. I just wipe it off on my hand, like I'm really specific. And then I'm going to go in to that pink shade, which is the one right in the middle here. This guy, I think it's such a gorgeous shade. And we're going to go in with that. Now this one does have a little bit more excess to it, so you might want to tap off. And then we're going to go in and we're just going to place that one on the inner portion where there isn't any shadow yet. We're going to pack it on and we're going to see what we think. This looks like the kind of shade that might be better off with some setting spray sprayed on it, because I'm not getting a ton of that like beautiful transient shimmer. So I'm going to dip it in one more time here, and now I'm just going to spray it. I just use my Urban Decay All-Nighter. You can use whatever spray you've got on hand, doesn't matter. And now we're going to try that again. So that's kind of where it's at right now, and now you can definitely see there's a really harsh gradient. I'm going to go back in with that purple and just kind of blend the two together. I actually really like these shadows more as a soft transition than as a cut crease. That's actually really pretty. For some reason, these are not showing up nearly as dark and as pigmented as they did on my arm. Like, look at how like beautiful and dark and sultry that purple was here. And then like on my eye, for some reason, it's just not the same color. I want to try spraying that purple too real quick and see. A lot of times for my eyelids though, they don't like it when I spray and like dampen product. I don't know what it is, but it never works right. I don't know. Yeah, these might be shades that I have to apply with a frickin' glue. Like, look at, that's that purple. Does that look like that? No, it does not. But I apply it with my finger and all of a sudden, bam, purple. Like, look at how beautiful that is just with my finger. Okay. That's actually a lot better with my finger than it was with anything else. So, word of the warning. And I think that that's something too that needs to be addressed. Not every shadow is going to work the same way for every person in every eye. It's just not going to. My eyelids, for example, everyone's always like, you need to wet your brush. You need to... It doesn't work for me, okay? It doesn't work. I've tried it so many times, and a wet brush for me, 9 times out of 10, is just not the answer. It's okay if it is for you. It's just not for me. My eyelids do not like wet shadows. They get flaky, and they get weird, and they don't show up, and it's just always like that for me. So, I think that for these shadows in particular, I would either say glitter glue for me, because I have super textured lids, or I would say applying them with my finger works best. I can't wait to try it though on that eye when I'm off camera and see if I have the same experience. But neither here nor there. It is time to blend. Now we're going to go in with that same Y17 brush that we used a couple times before, and I really want to focus on darkening up that outer V. So the first thing I'm going to do, surprisingly enough, is go in with that pink shade, and we're just going to roughen, okay. We're just going to take that and kind of blend it all in this area. Just as like a real quick blend. We always want to make sure our transition stays on top of everything. Plus, look at all the fallout that I have right there. Do you see that? Like, I don't ever have those issues when I apply things the way I want to apply them. So, and anyways, we're going to also go in with that dark brown shade, and we're going to build that up a little bit in this outer V area, just to kind of continue with our dimension. I'm actually glad that it doesn't look like a cut crease, because I feel like this eye look is so soft that a cut crease would have looked a little too harsh. So you guys, sometimes the right eye looks, they just happen. They just appear to you. Like, that is beautiful. That is so gorgeous and soft and gradient. Oh my gosh, I think that that's so pretty. Okay, so now, what do we want to do now? I actually think, I think I want to do that lower lash line. Now for the lower lash line, you guys, it's not going to be anything like super exciting or fabulous. We're going to take and we're just going to blend out that light pink and that dark brown. We're going to fluff this out, or I'm sorry, we're going to put this closer to the lower lashes, and we're going to use this to diffuse it along the lower lashes. There we go. I got to learn words still. Apparently words, like... Just really soft and smoky like that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna do the other eye off of camera. Oh my God in heaven, almost just dropped the palette. That would have been awkward. How do I finish when I broke my palette right in the middle? But you guys, I'll be right back. All right, guys, I got my entire face finished up, and I have to be honest. First of all, you're going to be like, wow, Paige, could you have done a more intense wing? And here's the thing. I tried while I was off camera. I've just been kind of like playing around, trying a couple of different techniques. And what I think is so interesting is, okay, first of all, you ever notice how other people can pull off this whole like really light eyeshadow, really demure eyeshadow, and then they do like this super intense like wing situation and it looks just gorgeous? I wanted to try that. I was like, this is a relatively light eye, right? Like lighter eyeshadow, lighter, like softer glam. Maybe I could try doing that really intense wing. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like it looks like the wing stands out a hell of a lot. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I think the wings look pretty good. I think they're on point pretty decently today, actually. Much better than I thought I would do, so go team. But what I noticed, you guys, with these shadows, and I worked obviously off camera for this eye, and I did all the techniques different. I did not do concealer. I did not do like wetting my brush. I didn't wet the shadow. I didn't do any of that. I literally went in with the most rudimentary like way that I normally do my shadow. I placed down the crease color just fine. I took my finger, I went into the purple, dabbed it on the outside. I did try a little glitter glue, but honestly, it didn't seem to make much of a difference. It just applied almost the same. I was just so impressed that these shadows, they worked so good with my fingers more than anything. The shimmer shades, they blended out perfectly. They actually, in my opinion, this eye looks a little bit more shiny, a little more shimmery, like the colors just stood out a little bit more than they did with this eye. So I was kind of like, oh, okay, all right, we're going there, I guess. Like, I was really happy with that. So I think overall, you guys, I actually really enjoy this palette, but I do want to caution you on one thing. If you're looking at it and you're like, should I pick this up, should I not? The one thing I would caution you on is keep your expectations appropriate. Sorry, my head itches, like, it's... Oh, I'm sorry, phone. Did I disturb you? My phone just buzzed so loud, and I'm sure you heard it, and it was like, okay, sorry, scared me. But anyways, and my hair is just like straight and flat today, and it's not doing anything. Look at this. Look, do you see this? Like, what do I even do with my life? I don't know. But anyways, I think what I've learned about this palette is that you just have to keep your thoughts with it in check. Be prepared. You're going to make more softer looks, maybe lighter looks. You're not going to have that super smoked out, like intensified look, which is okay. Not every look has to be super intense. Not every look has to be like, bam, punch him in the face, deep outer V, you know? It's okay to have a softer transition. I actually think that looks absolutely beautiful. And I loved the like softened transition of that light pink shade into the upper brow bone. I really love this palette. I think the shades blend beautifully. Oh yeah, it's been 13 whole seconds. Good idea for the lipstick to start traveling already. And if you guys are curious, the highlight on my face is actually the Ofra and Nikki Tutorials collab, this little guy right here. I go in with these two. On my lips, I am wearing the Kylie Cosmetics Velvet lipstick in the shade Brat. And I went over top of that with a little Vivid Hot lacquer in the dead center in the shade Too Cute. That didn't give me the shine that I wanted, so then I just went over it with a Buxom gloss. This is, I don't think they do this one. This is White Russian. This is like an older one. Literally the best Buxom gloss ever in the world. Ever. And they don't make it anymore. It was like a limited edition thing. But any gloss would work. I just popped that over top because your girl needs shine. I'm so far past that stage of like wanting matte lips. Now I want every lip I do to be shiny. So it's just like a phase, I guess. But so I put a ton of lip products on, and this is what we came up with. I'm really feeling that like light monochromatic-y kind of vibe today. I don't know. I'm just really loving it. My hair is like flat, which is really killing me. And you guys, my foundation oxidized today. I was like, who are you? Why are you doing this to me? But such is life. All right, you guys, that is it for this video. I'm going to shut up. I'm feeling very talkative today. But I hope that you really enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe down below. You guys, tell me what you think. Do you like this palette? Do you like softer glam palettes like this? Because I don't often review them. I don't often gravitate toward them. But this one just like, it like aggressively clawed at my eyeballs until I like picked it up. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. Do-do-do-do-do. Trista. Not Trista, just Tryst. Tryst. A biscuit and a Triscuit. A biscuit and a Triscuit. Where did that come from? Tryst.